All right, there we go. Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the October 2nd Nosana community call. Usually it's the last Thursday of the month. This time we had to reschedule due to some interesting updates and some events occurring. So bear with us. Everything goes back as usual. For those who have been part of previous calls, they know how this works. Usually I'm joined by also our Devrel David, but he's having his well earned vacation after kicking ass all year round. So it's gonna be me and Yessi right now. Yessi, I'm sure you know, is one of the co-founders of Nosana. So give a little wave to Yessi. This is the round of the. This is the summary. This is what we'll be covering on this call. It's gonna be like always. We usually tend to stick to these. First of all, and most important for Nosana and the whole thing we're working on is the product, of course. So we're gonna cover product and event. We are actually right now in Singapore, which is interesting. We're gonna talk more about it. Then we're gonna go into the Builders Challenge. So number 3, the third one, is gonna go live in about a week's time. David's gonna be also back, so you're gonna know more about it. We're gonna push a blog about it. There is a super team page ready. All the builders who are interested about this one, you're gonna like it. We're also working with Master on this one, so we have someone who's supporting us through the challenge. Next up, I'm gonna give you some community updates. There's gonna be a few interesting ones finally happening in Q4, as a lot of things were sitting, waiting, and I think a lot of things will happen at once during this quarter. And then a little bit of a marketing update. As some of you know, we a month ago or about 2 months ago, we introduced you to Vlada, our new marketing lead, and she's been working around the clock to do a lot of marketing stuff, do some funnels, do some interesting things that we haven't been working on. So we're gonna be talking about the marketing a little bit because everyone wants to know more about it. And finally, Yessi is gonna share with you something that we've been sitting on for a while, a little bit of an exciting update. But I won't tease too much about it. He's gonna share with you what he wants to say. But first of all, let's just kick into it and go into the product updates, which are the very interesting ones. We're gonna cover what we worked on in September, and then we're gonna cover on what we're working on right now and what we hope should be ready by the next call or when it's ready anyway. So Yessi, take the stage. Tell us about the product a little bit.
Hey everyone, awesome to be back on the community call. Thanks Dennis for the intro. Exciting times, exciting month. Like the AI market is really booming and there's so much happening. Sure everyone here has been following the news with the Nvidia investments and like valuations and everything. So it's been an incredible month, I think, in the space. And I think we are, as Nosana now, more very aware of how valuable our mission is to bring like affordable and accessible compute to everyone in the world. So yeah, really happy at where we are now. And we've been building really hard, like still very much in a builder mode, creating a lot of new features to make our product like get on the level where you can compare it to a traditional cloud convenience with the superpower of decentralization in there. So we're getting closer and closer, and I'm really excited to share some of the bigger product updates with you guys now that have happened over the last month. It's a short amount of time, but we've been building and shipping a lot. So one thing that came out, it's been shared on socials already, but it's the Nosana dashboard app. So I think this one is mainly for people with a Solana phone, but they can now access the dashboard through like a native app to get a very nice experience that integrates with the like Solana phone wallet and gives that proper native experience. So definitely try it out if you haven't seen it yet. Like it will give you a very nice experience using our product. Next update there is the CLI. So CLI is a big part of our software suite. It's what, for example, nodes use to run and basically rent out their GPU hours on the network. That's the biggest purpose of that, but it's also used by various clients to interact with the network. You can like query information. We're releasing updates frequently there, but we have had a bigger one this month that if you are running nodes or are interested in the technical like capabilities of the CLI tooling, because it's a quite beautiful nicely crafted tool that is very versatile in what it can do. I really recommend to check the release notes as we publish them really nicely in like a very readable format for you guys to see what's new, what features have been added. So we've had a really nice update there as well. And I think for this update sequence, this is the most exciting one, is that we have the first release, the alpha release of our Nosana API. The API is the interface that people can use to basically, in a uniform way, manage and post jobs on the network. So what we had before was that there's a lot of different ways that you can access the Nosana network. Like there is the user interface, there is the, like, companies are building integrations using the SDK, there's the CLI that I just mentioned. So there's these various ways, and then there's all kinds of features that our product has, including like credits. So we've been working a lot with credits lately, like handing clients like a little starting credit, or giving people like a very easy sort of demo by giving them a little bit of credit so they can get a taste for the product. But like to have all these interfaces unified for users was kind of missing. So there were all these fragmented ways to interact. So with this release, it's a massive step forward to usability, as it basically allows people to get an API key and use that to access all the features of the network in a very convenient way. So this is a very, very cool system. It's already been rolled out on the dashboard in the alpha form, but it does mean you can now log into the platform. If you have credits or if you put some tokens in your account, you'll be able to get an API key right from the interface. So you can like look at the API key section and create a new key and use that in interactions with the API to control everything in the platform. So this is a massive update, as it really allows people to go with a more traditional way of interacting with our platform. And when you talk to SMBs that are not in the Web3 space, they will generally shy away from like all the crypto and wallet interfaces. This gives them like a really familiar way to interact. So a massive step forward to like the SMB clients that would like to interact with Nosana on API key basis. So it's a huge one. It's just the alpha release. There's like a lot more in store on how we can expand and iterate and add more features to this API key and the Nosana API. So you will definitely hear more about it. But this is the first, official kind of release that we're sharing with all of you, and an important direction for the project. There's a ton more to talk about. I'll definitely cover the next one still, which is that we've released a new way of benchmarking our network. Benchmarking is very fundamental to Nosana. Like, we really want to be able to qualify nodes on how good they perform on popular models. Like, we really want to get a good sense in this specific configuration of machines, as we are dealing with a ton of different hardware configurations for clients, but also for transparency. We really want people to know what is the performance of certain popular models on the network. So we've rolled out the leaderboard a long time ago, and we've been doing a lot of benchmarks, but they were always a little bit outdated, as the AI market is going like rapidly. Like, there's models coming out like every month. So the models that we programmed to use for benchmarks, they're often a little bit outdated. So with our new system, that's a completely refreshed benchmarking system. It basically means that we are benchmarking all the popular models as soon as they come out. So as soon as they're in the Nosana ecosystem as a template, we will start benchmarking them across different devices to get a really good sense of that performance across the network. So this will help clients to pick the models. This will help us see which nodes and which configurations are performing really well on certain models or certain types of models, like what performance characteristics are important for which types of inference. And this is rolling right now. So right now we are doing these benchmarks there, and we are providing this insight into the network that is very valuable. Those are the highlights, the big highlights of the updates. There's a lot more to talk about, but for now I'll hand it back to you, Dennis.
Yeah, but there's a little bit more of things that we're currently.
You're muted.
My bad. All right. But there's a couple more things that we're currently working on that still haven't been finished, but are kind of the priorities we're still working on. And it could be done by the end of October, but it could be a little bit longer. Depends on how we're going. But these are the things we're currently working on still and hoping to improve even further. So do you maybe want to comment on those as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So the other parts were indeed what we've been delivering, but team is hard at work every day. So there's a lot being brewed right now that's definitely worth talking about to give you guys all like a sense of what's happening, right? What are we working on, and what direction are we going towards? The three things here are indeed the major sort of features that we want to introduce to the product. Exact timelines to be defined, but they will come out like relatively quickly as we're building quite fast. Um, Confidential jobs by default is a very important, really important part. Actually, it's all about the privacy we give our clients on the network. There's always a bit of this contradiction where we are really transparent and open, decentralized network, but at the same time, you want to offer a lot of privacy to the clients that run their workloads. Like being fully open source and transparent and decentralized does not mean that all your inferences that clients do should be in the publicly available, right? It's a feature our network can offer. It should definitely not be something that gets exposed without clients explicitly wanting this. So we've come a long way, and I think we are extremely well and extremely secure when it comes to the privacy of clients. But we are making more and more updates to this. So the feature that's described here is you can see this as a way where basically anyone using our network will be completely protected on a privacy level where there is no leakage of any form on what they're running on the network. That's where we want to go towards. So yeah, I won't go in the nitty gritty technical details. Maybe we can save that later, or I can answer some questions. But this is a very nice one where the clients get a lot of privacy guarantees. And if you do want to share and run things publicly, which there is really nice reasons companies might want to be transparent in what they run, that's of course also possible. But the default situation is the most private and confidential one, which is important. And a nice update is coming on that. Once that is finished, we will definitely talk more about it and the benefits there. Like also like big thing that we are continuously working on, but we are working on a lot of UI and UX improvements for clients. Basically, when you want to run a workload, we really try to map out the client journey and refine and iterate, as we have a lot of users now, and we get a lot of feedback coming in from the people that use the platform. So there is this continuous iteration of improving. But this time around, we actually come up with a very good, more of a like a bigger improvement to the flow of posting a job when it comes to terminology, when it comes to like the steps involved to getting an endpoint that can run for a long time. Maybe to give a little bit more details there, currently our user interface is kind of it's geared towards letting users post a fixed duration workload. So you would kind of say, okay, I want this to run for 3 days, or I want this to run for 4 days or 8 days. What is going to happen with the new user interface is going to be way more towards a traditional style where you're basically going to run it until you're out of money, right? That's kind of how it works on Amazon. You just run your stuff. They're not going to stop it for you. It's just gonna bill you every month on how much you use. It's going to be more that experience that we want the clients to have, which is feedback that we've got, and I think it's going to make a massive difference as well in the satisfaction of people using the network. Related to this one is that we are going to work on the deployment manager integration. This gets a little bit technical there, but the deployment manager is kind of the technical core of what I just explained, as it's like a service, open source service that people can run. We're hosting one as Nosana as a convenience, but it allows people to do that, like making really robust, long-running services on Nosana. So it makes sure that, for example, you can have replicas of your model running. So there can be maybe 5 GPUs in different geographical locations running the same workload, and then you can kind of load balance across those nodes, either geographically or, for example, for stability, right? If one or two of them go down because of whatever reason. As we are like not 100% data center nodes, this can happen from time to time, and the deployment manager makes things extremely robust. So even when nodes go down, you will get allocated to a new node somewhere that matches the criteria. And this deployment manager that's already been released in an early phase, but it's going to get tightly integrated with our ecosystem. So people will make use of this by default, and we're going to make sure that that stability and robustness is going to be there for everyone trying out the network. So yeah, those are the three major things happening now that we're cooking. So
Thank you, Jesse. I think that's quite interesting because we got a couple of other things working, but the product side, like I said, is very important to us because we are a team primarily consistent of a lot of developers. So the guys deserve some credit and they deserve to be heard on what's been happening and what they're developing on. Well, we got some more interesting things happening as we're rolling into Q4. Obviously, the September partner is Inferior AI for all of those who watch the spaces. It was a massive success, and we're definitely gonna keep using StreamYard as our service for running these streams because we launched it on LinkedIn as well as a Twitter Spaces or a Twitter broadcast, whatever you want to call it, or X broadcast. We had over 3,000. When you complete all the views, all the unique views, it was like over 3,000 views, which was a massive success. And it was a very interesting call. Jesse was part of it as well. Maybe something you want to comment on before I just highlight that the recording you can find on Discord. I have a separate channel called Recaps and Summaries. This is where you can find all things Nosana happening. So any partnership call, any community call, anything regarding us that's somewhere on the internet. Usually I paste it here and put a little summary to keep you guys, in the loop of things in case you miss any of the calls. What do you think about the call? You were one of the main people on the stage as well as the co-founder of Inferior AI. I thought it was a very insightful little episode.
yeah, it was a really nice call. For one, it was, I think, the first time we had this sort of client on StreamYard, like client sort of discussion about how they use Nosana and stuff. I thought it was very insightful. I also really like what the guys are building at Inferior. They're like very talented, smart guys building an awesome product on top of Nosana that I think really matters. So it's a really nice way to showcase what can be done and why. Also it showcases the importance of Nosana when you show how it helps projects like Inferior. So these are awesome guys. They're also really active in our community and in the builder ecosystem. I think they were on stage yesterday or the day before at an event we hosted in Singapore. I think we're gonna highlight this later, but they did an awesome presentation, and the thing that they're building now actually is like this. Inferior allows people to run very conveniently different kinds of LLMs, scalable and like in a very simple way, powered by Nosana. And they've built an awesome user interface on top of this that's kind of like just ChatGPT type interface where you can select different models. And they did an amazing demo of that a couple days back on stage. I had an amazing time on the call with Piyush, the founder of Inferior, but also really support these guys in their efforts, and they're building amazing things.
Yeah, awesome. So that was our little bit of a September recap on the partnership side of things. So there's a recap you guys can find. It's a Spaces link, and you can see it. It's about 30-40 minutes, I think. It's pretty entertaining. So let's go. Oh, what's happening? Oh no, I'm going forward. I want to go backwards. There we go. So what's going on? We got a couple of events going on. Primarily Singapore. Singapore is a big one. I'm sure many of you heard about Token 2049. We had a little side event hosted as well, where we had about, I would say, 30 participants, if I'm correct, with more than a couple hundred signups for the actual event, which is a very good number because Singapore is a massive, massive, massive conference and a massive event, and we're talking about tens, if not almost 20 of side events happening at the same time all around Singapore. So for us to gather a bunch of developers and have them build and have them contest in a little challenge that we made for them was very exciting for us. And also not to ignore the general, we were also at Token 2049 there, networking, meeting some people, looking for clients, talking to potential hosts, and just seeing how the vibe is everywhere. And there's also going to be another side event tomorrow, actually, from 4 to 7 p.m. It's the Dream House. It's I believe there's a Luma page for it, so be sure to check it out. We're going to be on one of the sponsors, I believe that's the word, with us with Sogni and OpenGPU. So it's gonna be interesting. And if you want to see some of us there, might be a good chance to do so. And September also something that happened, but on the earlier half of the month, we were in Warsaw for Sink and Ship, which was organized by Super Team Poland. So our great friends from the Polish community. It was a fun event on the ship. I don't have many photos, but David was there, who is unfortunately on vacation, so he can't tell us too much about it. But it was an interesting event, and we hope to work with the other super teams as well for some of their events that they're hosting, and I think it was very, very fun. So keep an eye out. We're gonna be going to more conferences down the road. We are gonna announce everything on our socials. So if you want to meet us in live, in person, get some T-shirts or socks, we're gonna let you know in advance so you got enough time to do it. What else are we looking into? This is David's section, and I'm gonna cover it, but I'm not gonna go too much into detail because the Builders Challenge is gonna go live next week. So we're talking about October 10th, 12 o'clock UTC. So what is it about? What's the Builders Challenge number 3 gonna focus on? It's not gonna go too far away from the second one. So the second one focused on building an AI agent and making it work, and it was a good competition. We had a lot of submissions, a lot of unique works, a lot of unique stuff happening, and we used the Mastra. So now we actually I wouldn't say partnered up, but we're working together with Mastra to expand this even further. So we're focusing on building an AI agent again, like before, but we want to equip it with a lot of things going on so they can solve real problems or automate tasks and make them useful. But obviously, as before, it needs to be deployed on Nosana, and it needs to be showcased. So you need to do a demo, or you need to do like a live showcase. You need to prove it to us that this what you're building and working on is fully functional and it has real world use cases. It's gonna be very exciting. We're gonna publish a blog. We're gonna be here to help you with anything that you're confused about. We're gonna be fully available here on Discord. So anything you're unsure about or anything, we're gonna have support channels for this. So the builders, have a good foundation to work upon. And obviously, we can't forget about the rewards, which are, I believe, going to be similar to the previous ones. So we're going to keep you up to speed with that so you don't miss anything. But yeah, follow our socials. And next week, it's going to go live with a blog post. And David's going to be back to give you even more info. And I think it's going to be very, very, very exciting. So now onto my section. This is what I do. This is my job. So I'm going to give you some community news. I'm going to be very short. I don't want to go too much into detail, but there is some exciting things happening Q4. First and foremost, the rewards program. There is a steady audience of about 40 very, very active members of the rewards program who have been participating, doing missions, helping boost our Twitter presence, and joining the calls and doing everything, including poker nights as well, to earn some of their points and to go upwards and get to part 5 of the brain of the Nosana machine. And some of you are very, very close. I've been looking at it. It seems that I timed the contest perfectly because I'm going to be bringing the season 1 to an end around the end of October. And we're going to be doing some slight changes, and we're going to reshift the whole focus of the rewards program and give you more specialized missions and give you something you can use your talents for. And it's going to be very fun. So trust me on this. It's going to be very exciting. Second one, ambassador program. I've been talking about this for months, and I know it's just we always seem to get different ideas and we seem to focus on different things. But we are finally working on a final draft, and we have everything ready in store. We're going to be looking into a couple of various countries and regions initially to test things out to see how it works out. There's a little channel called the Ambassador Program on our Discord where you can react with your country flag. This is done so down the road when we start doing more. Oh, I did something. This is done down the road. Oh, what did I do? Down the road when we are looking to expand to more regions, we're gonna be looking into these reactions just to see which countries have a lot of Nosana supporters. So we're gonna focus on those regions specifically. So it might be good to take a look at it. Poker nights. We had 2 of them very successful. Both of them had a nice number of participants. Rewards were given away. There was one supposed to be hosted this Thursday, but we're gonna reschedule it for the next one. So next week, 5 p.m. exactly on this time, we're gonna host another poker tournament, which is gonna be fun. So I hope to see you there. And very exciting, very exciting. The OGs are gonna know what I'm talking about, but I am working on bringing back November this year. Those who know what November is, they're gonna be excited. But those who do not, I'm gonna give you a little bit info on what November is. November is gonna be a month-long event of November that's gonna include all of the Nosana community to focus and give them a little fun activities, challenges, games, missions, and various things just to keep you engaged. There's gonna be lots of fun rewards. There's gonna be a lot of interesting content going around. It's just gonna be a very jolly, positive month, and we're hoping that everyone from the community joins in at one point and plays around with us. There's gonna be more things coming soon with more news. I'm currently working on the whole draft, making sure that it's very accessible and very easy and it's not confusing. But it's gonna be very fun, and I'm gonna keep you updated as things go along and develop more. And yeah, that's about it from the community side of things. Next one's gonna be marketing. So Vlada gave me a good insight on what we're working on, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of an update because she's been working tirelessly around the clock, giving you some to give us a new way to do the things that we're currently doing, which is the marketing, including the newsletter, which is something that people might have asked about previously. I know some of the members said, "Oh, we just wanna, we wanna get the most important updates quickly, easily. We don't want to read through hundreds of messages." We hear you, and we're working on a newsletter, which is going to be on a monthly basis, or maybe even shorter, I'm not sure, but I think it's on a monthly basis where we're going to cover everything that we cover on the calls and even more. New funnels, what does this mean? We're working on a specialized funnel system that's going to help us bring more builders, more users, more hosts, and generally strategizing the way we do things from the ground up to the bottom of the funnel. So it's gonna be interesting. You're gonna be seeing a lot. You personally might not see a big difference, but the numbers are gonna show this in the near future. More live sessions. So this is something that we are also hoping to do. Currently, we do live sessions once per month for community calls, and we do team calls sometimes. We're gonna work to increase the number of these and do even more, which includes also some press releases ahead, which ties into the Asian expansion, which I talked about last month. There were some community members who were concerned about this whole expansion, and they were asking, "Oh, why are we doing this? Why is the focus on Asia? We have a lot of community in the western side. We have a lot of community in Europe and America. Why are we going to Asia now?" So we decided to do a little detailed blog post talking about why our decision came to fruition to go to Asia, and why so far we have very positive results. So we were in a lot of media outlets. We have a lot of KOL exposure there, and I can't go too much into detail, but the blog post covers everything. And I'm gonna be uploading the link to the blog post after the call sometimes, so you can read more about it. And yeah, that's it from the marketing side of things. And now we get to the juicy part. Now we get to the stuff that people wanted to hear, because I did tease something that we have a little update going on that you're gonna hear more about as time goes on. But I think it's time to unwrap it a little bit and tell the community what this is about, because there was a lot of concerns during the summer. There was a lot of concerns usually as well about certain topics, about certain things, and people have been afraid that we as a team weren't actually listening to these. And I think now Yessi has something to say that might ease your mind a little bit, and then we're gonna share more about it as time develops. But I'm gonna give you the stage and let you talk a bit more about this exciting thing.
Yeah, we like you say, we mainly want to acknowledge that we're listening to you guys, and we realize there's been a lot of issues raised over the past month in the community and things discussed. So we are taking it very serious, and yeah, we are listening and working on improving things. Specifically internally, we have looked closely at our emissions and how we can better streamline and align them with the network, especially when it comes to the clients and the hosts participating. And we're really excited to share some of these concepts with you all, like, and collaborate on this together. Um, we've actually engaged with an external specialist, and we're gonna do a special AMA in a couple of weeks from now, so we can deep dive into some of these and like interact with the community more and build these things out. Don't miss out on the AMA. I'm pretty excited for it. But I mainly wanted to give like a huge shout out to the community here, as you guys are amazing and you're behind us through like the ups and the downs. So it's hugely appreciated. So yeah, big shout out to all of you guys for being an awesome community and supporting us.
All right, thank you. I see some happy faces. I see some
You're
people.
muted, Dennis.
Oh, I'm muted again. I gotta stop doing this because I got a physical mic and I got the mic on Discord and I mute them both just in case. All right. Okay. So what's next? So let's expand about what we've been talking about. Asian expansion blog out now. Well, not literally because I gotta post the blog, but I'm gonna do it in like 5 minutes, guys. So don't worry about it. Just stay around. Next one, build this challenge number 3. So it's gonna be a week from now. We're gonna be launching it. Very exciting. Keep an eye out for it. It's gonna be very good for any developer. Tell about it. Talk about it to your friends who might be interested in AI and building with AI. Getting into the challenge is not too difficult, so a lot of people can work on it. It's not gonna be too difficult to get started with things. And like Jesse said, there's gonna be a follow-up AMA sometime. I believe during around the end of October. We're gonna let you know more about the information as we, move closer to it. But that's the estimated timeline for now. Stay excited. Big things are coming soon, and I think you're gonna be very relieved to hear some of the things we're gonna talk about on the next call. So that's it from us. Thank you. A little bit shorter of the call. I think people will appreciate us not going too much into detail about some stuff, just giving you general updates and teasing some of the other stuff. That will be it from now. Thank you everyone for joining. I see the audience of 41 member, which is a very nice number. We like those numbers. And that's it from me. Yessi, do you have anything else to share with the community, or should we wrap up this call?
No, great call. Nice and short, but I think we covered a lot of ground. Amazing updates. Thanks everyone for listening in. Till the next one.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. See you around. Okay. The recording is going to go live soon. Maybe not today, but tomorrow. So for those who missed the call, you're going to be able to. Actually, if you missed the call, you won't be hearing about this. Anyway, the recording should go live by tomorrow, so you'll know more about it and have a recap. So thank you everyone for joining, and have a nice day, evening, morning, wherever you are. And that's it from us.